High Hurdles, Book 1, Olympic Dreams. One day, the Olympics. Lauraine Randall scrunched her eyes shut, crossed her fingers, and breathed her prayer, all at the same time. She repeated it for good measure, then opened her green eyes and stared at the poster on the wall above her dresser. 5 interlocking gold Olympic rings topped an illustration of a dark mahogany horse flying over a triple jump, its mane braided with red, white, and blue ribbons. The red-jacketed rider, in total control, rode poised over the horse's withers. One day, she would be in that picture. She, 13-year-old DJ Randall, 14 minus 21 days, would hear the roar of the crowd as she and her mount triumphantly finished the cross-country course. When DJ closed her eyes again, she could almost feel the horse beneath her, the thrust of its powerful haunches sending them flying easily over the jumps. She could hear the cheers of the crowd. She could smell the taste of the victory. DJ reluctantly pulled her attention away from her daydream and clattered down the stairs. Her best friend, Amy Yamamoto, waited at the bottom. "What took you so long?" Amy checked her watch. "You've got a group lesson to teach in half an hour, and you know those little kids are chomping at the bit." "Sorry, I got sidetracked." Darla Jean, known instead as DJ, since she demanded everyone call her that, hopped on one foot while she pulled on a boot. She grabbed her riding helmet off the peg by the door, clapped it on her head, and instinctively tucked her wavy blonde ponytail up into it. "You be careful now," her grandmother's voice followed her out the door. "Yeah, I will." DJ's answer, yelled over her shoulder, was automatic. The warm, Pleasant Hill, California sun lay golden over the bleached tan hills of Briones Park to the west, as DJ and Amy hopped onto their 10-speed bikes and pedaled up the slope. "How do you plan to ride in the Olympics when you don't even have a horse?" Amy renewed the discussion they had had countless times before. "Remember when I said I wanted to ride, and you said I didn't even know how?" "I know. I got a job at the academy to pay for riding lessons, and everything worked out." "Yeah, and how many gazillion stalls have we mucked out since then?" DJ shifted down to pump up the steep hill ahead. "So now I need money to buy a horse of my own." "You need to learn to jump first," practical Amy, riding in front, had to yell to be heard. "Sure would be super to be training my own horse at the same time." Labored puffs between DJ's words attested to the grade of the hill. They crested the hill and coasted down the other side. Aluminum pipe fences surrounded the riding rings, open-air stalls, and pasture area of Briones Riding Academy, known simply as the Academy by the working students and the others who rode there. A square white sign informed the public that they could take lessons there and stable their horses. The 2 girls turned into the gravel drive. "Too bad your mom can't buy you a horse." "Right," DJ shrugged. "So what else is new?" "She couldn't afford lessons either, but I got 'em. I can't afford to wait around for her to help." They parked their bikes in front of the low red barn with an aluminum roof. A raked sand aisle on each side divided the 4 lines of stalls, 15 box stalls long. Here lived the horses stabled at the academy by outside owners. Some of them came to ride every day, but most of the animals were cared for and exercised by the academy employees. "I've got a treat for Diablo, and then I'll meet you at the office." DJ dug in her pocket for the carrot pieces she always brought for the fiery sorrel gelding and trotted down the right aisle of stalls. calling out greetings to her favorite animals as she passed. She would have needed a bucket to treat all of her friends. "Hi, big fella," DJ grinned at the excited nicker from the restless sorrel. "I brought you something." Diablo lipped the carrot off her hand, rubbing his forehead against her chest while she munched. When he slobbered on her cheek, she inhaled a strong dose of carrot perfume. "You big silly. You act so tough, but you're really a marshmallow inside." DJ rubbed the red's ears and murmured sweet words all the while. She was sure she couldn't love him more if he really belonged to her. She buried her nose in his thick mane and breathed deep. Nothing in the entire world smelled as good as a horse. Amy's whistle called DJ back to reality. "See you later." She tickled Diablo's whiskery lip one last time and headed back to the entrance, ignoring his pleading whinny. "Looks like James didn't show up again," Amy said when DJ joined her. "The stalls need mucking, and I was supposed to do the show grooming today." "We'll be here all afternoon." DJ's eyes lit up. "Extra money for lessons. Maybe there'll even be some to put in my horse fund." "Great. And I thought we could go swimming today." Amy propped both their bikes out of the way against the wall and stuck her hands in the back pockets of her jeans. "Come on, let's get going." Dust puffed up around their boots as they walked across to the combination tack room and office building. DJ lifted the clipboard with her class roster off the announcements wall and waved at Bridget Summersby, owner, trainer, boss, and good friend. Bridget sat working at her desk on the other side of the large square window. Bridget signaled DJ to wait. Angie's mother called. "Angie caught a bug and won't be here today." She checked the calendar on her wall. "You're reviewing leads, right? And starting figure eights. Shame Angie's missed so much. She's the only natural rider in the group." "I know. Too bad kids with asthma seem to catch every bug that comes around. Angie's parents have signed her up for the next series of lessons, though. Say, DJ, after you're finished today, do you want to work Diablo? He needs extra attention. His owners called and said that they would be out to see him." "Really? I thought they'd forgotten all about him. I wish I could buy him." DJ shook her head. "Why own such a super horse and then never ride him?" "Who cares? This way you can pretend he's yours." Amy picked up a bucket full of brushes and combs. "Where do you want me to start today, Bridget?" "That quarter horse's tail needs pulling if he's going to show. James should be here to help out." "What happened to him this time?" "I believe he is sick." "Who called in his excuse? The nanny or the chauffeur?" "Come on now, don't be catty. It isn't James's fault his father has as much money as the San Francisco Mint." "Well, he isn't learning much about responsibility when he only shows up when—" "That's enough." Bridget didn't waste words any more than she wasted motions, or emotions for that matter. "I will come with you, Amy, so we can make some decisions." She ushered them out and closed the door behind her. "Oh, DJ, did you check with your grandmother about the show coming up? The entry fees should be sent in tomorrow." DJ felt a familiar catch in her stomach. She hated asking Gran for money. But Mom was never around to ask. She was forever traveling for her job, or at one of her graduate school courses. Not that she ever had any money to give away anyway. "Yeah, I know. I gotta get to my class." "Talk to you later." DJ strolled across the dusty parking lot to the front ring where two girls ages 8 and 10 stood by the gate with their horses, reins in hand. "Okay, let's go over your gear." DJ spoke in the hearty, confident tone that helped make her a good teacher. No time now to think about money. She carefully checked each girth, bit, and chin strap. When she had made sure the girls were wearing their required heeled boots, she swung open the gate. Riders up. DJ walked to the center of the deeply sanded ring and watched her charges walk their horses clockwise around its outer edge. Heads bobbing, the horses plodded along, well used to the routine. The girls sat deep in their saddles, heels down, eyes focused ahead on the spot between their horses' ears. "Keep your right hand on your thigh," DJ called to one of the girls, "and don't let him go to sleep on you." After checking riders and horses again, she ordered a trot. By the time the class was finished, DJ felt sweat beads trickling down her back. "So how's the new saddle feel, Samantha? It must fit you better. You look more comfortable." "I like it. It's still kind of stiff in the stirrups, though. It will be for a while. A little saddle soap will help soften them up." DJ motioned the other girl forward. "Chrissy, you did real well today. Kept him off the rail and on a steady jog, like I asked." "He's a stubborn horse, but my mom says I'm stubborn enough for 3 people." "Then the 2 of you should do just fine. If you could get out here to practice more, it would help." "I know. Thanks for the lesson." "You're welcome." DJ watched as her students headed for the stalls to put away their tack and brush down their mounts. Both owned their horses. DJ ignored the tiny bite of jealousy she felt. Beginning riders, and they are already horse owners. What I wouldn't give. She canceled the thought and followed her charges to the stables. Some of the academy riders' mothers waited patiently in their expensive, air-conditioned cars. Others walked to the stalls to hurry their daughters along. "DJ, when can our group go trail riding in the Briones?" Samantha asked. Brion State Park bordered the west edge of the academy's acreage. "You guys have done so good. We'll pack lunches and go in 2 weeks." "But Sam, you need to get over here to practice more. You could be a really good rider if you did." "I wish, but my mom is expecting a baby. She says she's too miserable to drive me over every day." "So, ride your bike." The slender girl shook her head. "Too far, and Mom says the road's too dangerous." She scuffed her boot toe in the dust, studying the patterns she drew. "I want to be the best. You know, compete in the shows and stuff." She looked up at DJ, her dark eyes serious. "Like you do." DJ felt a curious knot in her middle. This could have been her at 8, only her mom wouldn't have been pregnant. Of course, if her mom had ever found someone to marry, maybe there would have been a brother or a sister for... DJ slammed the lid on those thoughts. She never let them out when other people were around. "If you want it bad enough, you can make it happen." She knew where the words had come from. She hadn't planned on saying such a thing. But then, she hadn't planned on having this conversation either. DJ grinned and tweaked Sam's red ponytail. She repeated her grandmother's words again. "If you want something bad enough, you can make it happen." Of course, Gran said to pray about it too, but DJ didn't think this was the right place to bring praying up. She ought to ask Gran out here to give the girls a pep talk, like a coach, before a big game. "You better get soda brushed down, Sam. Your mom is waiting." DJ joked with the girls while she supervised them caring for their horses. She did the heavy work, lifting the western saddles down and standing them on their horns in the aisle. But each girl had to groom down her own horse and take care of the stall and tack. While some people paid the academy for these services, other parents felt that caring for a horse was part of ownership, and DJ agreed. She waved them both off, then walked back to the office. Maybe Bridget had time to talk now. Horses nickered for attention when she passed their stalls. She could hear Amy talking to someone over in the other aisle. It sounded like James had finally made it to work. But when DJ got to the office, the academy owner was busy with another client, so she returned to the barns. There were still 3 stalls to muck out on this aisle before she could work with Diablo. She snapped the horses on the hot walker, cleaned the stalls, and spread new shavings in record time. Maybe she'd give Diablo a bath after riding him. DJ wiped the sweat off her face with the hem of her t-shirt. This July day was meeting its earlier promise of being warm to hot. She stopped at the drinking fountain on the north side of the stable and guzzled the tepid water before splashing some on her face. She'd make sure to splash plenty on herself while bathing the big red horse. The day was growing long. DJ wished she had brought a lunch. "Hi, fella. You miss me?" She stopped in front of the impatient gelding and slung her English saddle over the stall's half door. Diablo pulled the shavings down to the hard-packed dirt. He snorted, then pricked his ears forward. DJ stroked his long forelock and brushed it off the bright white diamond in the center of his forehead. A cowlick in the center swirled the hairs in a circle. "You're such a beauty. If only I could buy you. Wonder how much I'd need." He rubbed his forehead against her, leaving red and white hairs on her light purple t-shirt. DJ tickled the hair sticking out of his ears. "Let's get going, you old silly." She kept up the easy murmur she used when working with the horses, talking to the sleek thoroughbred quarter-horse cross as if he understood every word and answered. Once he was bridled and saddled, she led him out to the cement block for mounting. Today, just for today, she would pretend Diablo really was hers. After all, she would be showing him in less than 2 weeks. His owners, Mr. and Mrs. Ortega, seemed to appreciate how well she and Diablo were doing in the English pleasure and the trail horse classes. DJ spent the next hour and a half taking the gelding through the entire routine for both classes. By the time they finished, both girl and horse wore a sheen of sweat. "You two looked mighty good out there," Bridget met them at the gate and swung it open. "You have got him in top shape, both condition and training. Sure has improved since he came in. Do you think the Ortegas would like him to learn to jump? I'll ask, but seems to me you better learn first." "I know. I want to so bad. How much would lessons cost?" "Are you not earning enough right now? I have been waiting for you to ask, but you will need to start on old Meg's. She knows the bar so well. She will be a good tutor for you." DJ felt sure her face would split. She gave a decidedly unprofessional bounce in the saddle. Diablo threw his head up and she tightened her grip on the reins. "Easy, boy. Sorry about that. When can I start?" Bridget smiled up at her star pupil. "Is tomorrow at 8 all right? I know that is earlier than you usually come, but let us do it before the sun gets too hot." She slapped DJ on the knee and turned to leave. "Oh, I will ask the Ortegas tonight about jumping Diablo. You already have a good seat, so with some experience, you could work with him." DJ could almost see the Olympic ring shining on the wall of the building in front of her. She waved as Amy rode one of the stable horses into the ring. Amy preferred Western riding, so the two of them usually didn't compete in the same classes. James followed on his dapple gray Arab filly. DJ shook her head in disgust. If she had a horse like that, she'd sure find it easier to smile than he did. If James had been one of her students, she would have told him to keep his back straight, his chin up, and his heels down. But he wasn't. And the last time she had made a suggestion, well, James had made it clear that he didn't take suggestions or even orders from anyone. When DJ had told Gran about the situation, she had said James really needed a friend. He can find someone else, DJ muttered, turning back to the barn. She could clean tack until Amy finished her lesson. Rubbing saddle soap into the leathers of a saddle required no brain power, leaving her mind free to explore the challenges of the Olympic long course. Cross country was the most difficult. She and Diablo would jump clean all the way around with the fastest time ever clocked. First the triple jump, then the brush, then over a water jump. You ready to go home or what? The tone of Amy's voice indicated she had asked the question before. DJ jerked herself back to reality. The saddle she was soaping up had some shine to it. Her pumping legs slowed when she pedaled from Amy's house to her own. Now she had to ask for money for the class entry fees. Maybe she should take it out of her horse account. But Gran had promised she would pay the entrance fees. All DJ had to do was ask. DJ smiled. Why not require a signature in blood or a week of hard time digging in the backyard? Maybe she should offer to clean the kitchen every night without grumping. Not grumbling was the key. Even scrubbing toilets was better than doing dishes. DJ parked her bike carefully in the garage. Nothing fried her mother like something out of place. Gran was so different from her mom. All Gran said to do was ask. She also told DJ to ask God when she needed something. DJ did remember to ask God for the most important things. At least some of the time, like winning Olympic gold. It just didn't seem fair to bother God with the little things. She chewed on her thumbnail as she walked through the back door. Gran? In the studio. DJ padded through the living room and out to her grandmother's studio. In a normal family's home, it would have been the family room. Gran, a highly successful illustrator, stood in front of her easel, brush in hand and head cocked, studying her latest work. What do you think? DJ looked from the whimsical forest creatures dancing on the canvas to her grandmother dressed in matching hot pink shorts and tank top, both liberally decorated with bright dabs of paint. The painting is awesome like always, and you have yellow paint on your chin. No biggie. The artist stepped forward and applied 2 more brushstrokes to the fawn, bringing his spotted coat to life. There, I'll leave it till tomorrow. I actually think it's done. DJ sank into the stuffed rocker, her feet trailing over the arm. Gran? What, my darling? The voice sounded vague, as if Gran were still off in the forest with her creatures. DJ drew a circle around the puckered scar on her left palm. The words wouldn't come. When's Mom coming home? Tomorrow night. Why? Gran continued setting her paints in order. Other things might have been left scattered around, but her paints and brushes were always cleaned and organized when she finished for the day. Gran, I need money for entry fees. The words stumbled over each other in their rush to reach air. Of course. Why the hesitation? All you have to do is ask. Gran turned around, hands on her rounded hips. How much do you need? And by when? The whoosh leaving DJ's lungs set the folded paper swans attached to a twisted branch, dancing on their threads. She named the amount. Check or cash? Gran wiped the wisps of salt and pepper hair, heavy on the salt, back from her forehead. A puzzled look flitted across her face. Did you have lunch? I don't think I did. What time is it anyway? While she talked, she dug in her huge satchel-style purse and pulled out a battered billfold. She wrote and handed DJ a check. I'll pay you back. You pay me back just by being yourself and helping when I ask. Working to pay for your own lessons is a big help. Besides, when was the last time I had to take out the garbage or mow and water the yard? She threw her arm over DJ's shoulder and squeezed. I just thank God I have money to give you. DJ ducked her head, suddenly shy. That was her Gran, all right. Always thankful for everything. But she would pay her back somehow. Right after dinner, Gran buried her head in a book. DJ climbed the stairs to her bedroom. This was the best time of day to draw. DJ's own pictures of horses filled her walls. Charcoal or pencil foals, Arabs and jumpers surrounded the colored Olympic poster. She piled her pillows against the headboard, propped her drawing board on her knees, and leaned back, waiting for inspiration to strike. Her pencil began to move as if controlled by some unseen force. Later, her drawing finished, she fell asleep with horses on her mind. The main one a fiery sorrel sporting a startling white diamond in the center of his forehead. DJ rode out to the academy by herself in the morning. Amy would be coming later. Her whistle set all the horses nickering as she jogged down the sandy aisle toward the red gelding stall. But Diablo didn't answer her whistle. His stall gate stood open, hooked to the side wall. All of his gear had been cleared out. Even the shavings had been swept away, leaving nothing but bare black dirt. DJ felt her happiness escape with a whoosh. Diablo was gone.